And we have with us Skippy, who lives in Mom's basement. Hi, Skippy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Thank you for...
I am awesome. I'm on with Dr. Drew. Woo!
Well, Skippy...
I love Dr. Drew.
Woo! Yeah, let's see that. Well done, Skippy. Well done. We love you, and we're fascinated by you. But Skippy,
I'm fascinated by you.
Well, thank you for that. And you know Simone also. And Simone and I do a radio program. We talked to a lot of people about these sorts of issues. She's waving back at you. And Skippy,
awesome.
I just got a couple questions. So, you know, one of the things with adult males, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
According to what we just saw, that footage we just saw, you seem to have a drive and a desire. You just have elected not to do it. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, it stems from my religious beliefs. Obviously, I'm from Utah, and I'm Mormon, and I'm Mormon by choice, and I'm a virgin by choice. I mean, I'm not the ugliest guy in the world, so I've had chances where I could have, but I've stopped myself and used self-restraint, and, you know,
all right,
there's a lot of positives that have come to me because of that.
Give me some examples.
Well, you never get an STD if you've never had sex before. There's, you know, I don't have to worry about kids, you know, a girl walking up and saying, this baby is yours, because I have not had sex before. And when you watch the show, it becomes pretty apparent why I'm still a virgin from my actions, but not necessarily from my philosophical and religious point of view. Does that make sense?
What kind of actions are you talking about, Skip? You mean in terms of your social skills, or do you mean, what are you talking about? Social. You're not too skilled socially? Is that what you mean?
Well, I mean, I'm an odd person, and I realize that not everyone has a belly button lint collection or has a heart shaved into their chest hair. And so I'm an odd person, but my behavior has really good roots, you know, and the reasoning for being a virgin has really good intentions.
All right, Simone, I'll let you ring in on this. What do you think?
Well, first of all, I would like to say, Skippy, your enthusiasm will be met one day, I think, with a woman who will be jumping up for joy, because you clearly have such a desire to please with that introduction to Dr. Drew, which was lovely. My respect goes out to you. I do want to say that, and I don't want to upset anyone from any religious background. My concern is that if you're a virgin at 34, it can be very difficult to know what to do, how to feel comfortable intimately, because in my personal clinical experience, I've dealt with virgins who, you know, through not wanting to, being scared of intimacy, haven't been able to even kiss a woman. Well, so have Simone, you had any kind of intimacy?
Well, that's the question I want to know. A, are you afraid of intimacy? And B, have you had any kind of physical intimacy?
Okay, A, no, I'm not afraid of it. And B, my reasoning for wanting to have sex will be to, like, when I have sex, I want it to be with someone I'm married to. And so whether or not the physical chemistry is there doesn't matter as much as if the emotional and spiritual and those kind of connections are there. And I would assume that practice makes perfect, right?
Well,
yeah. That's true. As long as you're both virgins, I think that can be very helpful. What happens if the woman you fell in love with had a sexual partner? Does that make a difference to you?
Oh, I'm totally okay with that, because I'm at the point in my life where I realize that the kind of girls that would be attracted to me aren't going to be like the 22-year-old hot girl that could have any guy she wants, but hey, look at the 34-year-old guy that looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's the one I want. You know, I mean, that's not going to happen to me, right?
I hope it does, Skippy. I really do. I hope it.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be great. And listen, what I'm feeling is my viewers probably want to talk to the 34-year-old guy with the belly button lint collection and the heart shaved in his chest. So let me go out to Pam in California. And a reminder, we are taking calls all night at 855-373-7395, 855-373-7395. I've got Pam. Go ahead, Pam.
Yes, I was just curious. Do you ever think about how many people in the world that are actually virgins at 34, the percentage, and maybe...
Do you have some of that data? I said it's about 2% of U.S. adults, and I imagine as you get older, obviously you get smaller, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, I want to say this, Skippy, and this is for the purposes of my viewers out there, is that if a male, you know, one of the things we have to evaluate in men is if they're into their 20s and they have no drive or desire, which is different than Skippy. Skippy's very clear that he would destroy his partner, evidently. So, I mean, with his enthusiasm. I'm just saying, with his enthusiasm. Yes, okay. He
Yes.
says yes enthusiastically.
Well said.
But when a man, oh, here comes the belly button,
your
Lynn.
belly button.
But if they don't have desire, it's actually considered a medical problem, and I think it's really important to point that out. If anyone out there doesn't have the drive in finding their virgin because they have no desire, no drive, things like prolactin secreting tumors in the pituitary gland are very common. Other sorts of what are called hypogonadal syndromes can happen. So it is something anybody else who's out there who feels like, well, what's the big deal? I don't want to do this anyway. It is a big deal medically to look into that. Someone
And there
will
was
comment.
something that Skippy said that I thought was really nice, actually, was when he said that actually his partner, his future wife, didn't have to be a virgin, because there can be a double standard about men who want their wives to be virgins even though they've had sex themselves. And that kind of makes me really coil up, because I think, you know, that's like treating a woman as if she's soiled goods, and we're going back then to the 18th century.
Skippy, one last
it's
comment, then I
almost
got to go to break. So finish up here, my friend. Go.
Well, it's almost like Tim Tebow. Who is he going to find his match with? Lolo Jones? You know, if the two of them don't marry, they're both going to be disappointed in that same way. And so I think I'll be pretty good. And I hope everyone watches in about an hour from now, and that they love it as much as I've loved this experience. I still can't believe I'm talking to you two. This is awesome.